Hey, sinners. Welcome to Sinful Cuts, a look back at some of the most sinful scenes in horror cinema. I'm your host, Shannon Sinister. Today, we're going to be looking at a movie review that I just recently saw, which is Julia Max's The Surrender. It's a psychological horror, a body horror. I remember doing a quick little snippet review, like an anticipation video on this one, and I was pretty excited about it. I was more anticipating kind of like I really thought Hereditary, that was pretty much my first like forethought, like maybe not as layered, maybe not as involved. And that's pretty much how it starts off. Unfortunately, I do feel like this kind of fell a little short. But let's get into it. Here are some hits. So I did like the family dynamic. The film is about a mother and daughter who are trying to take care of the family patriarch, who's pretty much on his deathbed by this point. He needs round the clock care. They have a little schedule where they're giving him his medicine at certain time frames. They're giving him too little. They give him too much. So it kind of, once the daughter kind of gets involved, things get a little hairy because clearly old drama comes up and they're arguing amongst themselves, as they're dealing with taking care of, the father, basically, if you will. And I enjoyed the family dynamic. I thought it was portrayed very well between Colby Minifie and Kate Burton. And like I said, I did enjoy that part of it. They played it off really well. It was very relatable. If anybody has ever fought with their parents before, hopefully not necessarily in this situation. I'm sure it's very hard to lose a parent, but again, I thought they portrayed that on the camera, on the screen rather, very, very well. Another aspect of the film that I really liked was the visuals. I liked their bright house. They actually had a very, beautiful house, and it does transition eventually into darkness where eventually, the family patriarchy does die, and they perform a ritual to basically bring him back from the dead. So once that portion starts, and they decorate, apparently it's very purposeful when they decorate the room to begin said ritual. It transitions very, very quickly, and the mood is always very somber, but it goes from very bright lights, and possible hope on keeping him alive, at least for the time being, to bringing him back, but in a very, very sinister tone. Another aspect of the film that I liked is when, as they descend deeper into the ritual, if you will, I'm trying to be careful with my words here to not spoil too much, but when they get deeper into the depths of where they end up going, it is very, very creepy. I'm assuming they are demons of some kind. I can't really tell you, but what I saw was very, very creepy. Unfortunately, this is a little bit short-lived, so here are the misses. So majority of the film, as much as I enjoyed it because I thought it was very well played by the both actresses, the family dynamic is pretty much the entirety of the movie. And by the time we get to the ritual portion, it goes south very quickly. And there's just a lot of questions that just kind of leave you, just like kind of leave you in the dark, quite literally, actually, where there's a guy who comes who is to help them perform the ritual. Apparently, there's a very, very basic set of rules, as harsh as they are, but clearly they're very necessary. But he kind of comes in and he's creepy for no reason, where just kind of comes in. He doesn't say anything to anyone. Obviously, Colby Minifie's character, I believe her name was Barbara. No, I'm sorry, Barbara was Kate Burton. Colby Minifie, the daughter, apologized. She was Megan. he comes in and he just like starts like smelling them. And I don't know what this was about. I don't know if this was maybe they weren't allowed to wear any perfume or anything like that. But again, it just, like it'd be nice to like, are you wearing perfume? Go wash it off. Like you don't have to come in and just be like just a big creep about it. The other thing was Barbara, was the mother, where she was very gung ho. Like as soon as the father passes away, she was so gung ho about bringing him back, and you really weren't too sure why. Um, and again, I'm probably going to get into a little bit of a spoiler territory here. So if you want to stop the video here and come back after you've seen the film, I totally, that's probably preferable at this point. So spoiler warning, there's your warning. So she is so gung ho with trying to perform this ritual and bringing him back, but the cost is literally all that they have, and that's literally every cent of it, every dollar, every cent, probably the house. I don't think they had a chance to really go further into that, but the quick conversation that she has with her daughter is, she asks, like how much was it, and she's like all of it. And now I don't understand the plan after that, because death is clearly inevitable for all of us. So like it's just like, what is your plan from here? But I mean, but the character is very one track minded. She is only there, she takes care of him, and then once he's gone, she is determined to bring him back, period, the end. So I don't know, I kind of wish there was a little bit more there of explanation wise, or I don't know, because we literally got nothing. But whatever. Another thing, again, spoiler alert, where eventually once they start the ritual, like I said, it goes south very, very quickly. And you get I want to go into detail on exactly what happens, but we basically eventually get two kills. And both are off screen, where we could have gotten something really, I don't know, we could have gotten something really different, because it starts off very, very creepy. Like I said, there's definitely creatures down there that could, give it a different performance. And we even get this one, again, don't know what it is. I'll call it a demon, because that's what I'm assuming is what it is. And all you get is the eyes, and it's almost like have you ever seen Game of Thrones, when one of her dragons, Daenerys's dragons, like kind of like ascends from like the basement she was keeping, two of them in, and you just like see him, and he just emerges from like the dark. I feel like we could have did something like that, but instead we got something that looked that big, but it was only the eyes. And then Colby Minifie's character goes, "Go away," and then it does. So you're like, okay, like, well, I don't know what to make of that at all. But again, I don't know. I just wish there was something more to that whole scene, because once the off-screen kills happened and Colby Minifie, sorry, I keep messing up her name, is basically by herself. It's almost like the writing, like they didn't know, like, literally kind of said, okay, now what? So now we get flurries of flashbacks. We get flurry of a moment where we think she's escaping, and we see her descending more into madness. And and you kind of start asking, like, okay, was that the point of the film? Like there was just not enough like meat on the bone here. I feel like it's like there was definitely a really good story here. Maybe it would have worked better as a short film, as opposed to maybe a stretched out full length feature. But I don't know. But those are my thoughts on, overall. I wish there was just more there. I wanted to like it, because again, there's elements of it that I really did, but for the most part it kind of missed its mark for me. So yeah, that's my review on 2025's The Surrender. Until next time, sinners, stay spooky, stay weird, keep the lights on if you're too afraid, but until next time, that's a cut.